Welcome back to the Rhino Show. I'm Austin. Today I'm joined by Tal
Hey y'all.
and Kwan.
What it do, what it do, what it do.
Oh my god.
So election season is at least somewhat over. I mean, some states still can't count. It's not that hard, but for the most part, they're over and we see where we're going to go. Unfortunately, didn't turn out well for us. Tal, New York, you want to talk a little bit about that real quick? Because I know you're not happy about that.
No, highly disappointed. I think that he should run again for sure. And I actually personally think that he should lawyer up and fight this, but they were already going after him during his one debate that he had with Hochul. And they were like calling him an election denier and everything else, which is cringy, by the way, anyways. But I think that he wants to savor his reputation a little bit.
Yeah, I think that'd be the smart move for him, especially if he plans on running again.
Mhm.
New York's going to need it. I heard the story about Giuliani the other day on Bongino's radio show. He was like, the second time around is when Giuliani got in because it wasn't bad enough. So I guess New York in a way just isn't bad enough. So let the liberals, go to town, destroy the city some more. They voted for this. Let them have it. I mean, the city's the reason she's still there. So
Yeah, maybe after this full term with Hochul, some liberals will open their eyes a little bit more.
yeah, I feel bad for the people in the city that don't want this, obviously, but that's what you vote for. That's what you get. If only there were some influencers in the city that actually did their job and influenced.
Yeah, people were freaking out afterwards. They were saying that Long Island should be its own separate state and that they don't want to be associated with the city. And then upstate New Yorkers are like, no, 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 no. Like, we want to be part of Long Island and we don't want to be associated with the city. It was so funny.
Yeah, I could see why obviously Long Island would want to be its own state. I mean, who would want to be attached to New York City? Let's be real. New York City just brings everybody down that's in the state. You got to deal with that witch for a few more years now. So we're not faring much better in Pennsylvania, though. So we elected the dumbest man ever, the worst than Joe Biden.
Didn't they say that he should run for president?
Yes, unfortunately, a few different people on MSNBC has said that now. How you say with a straight face, I don't know. I literally can't look at the guy and not laugh. So I don't know. I saw this tweet going around the other day, and it was like Biden Fetterman 2024. And it was like, yeah, there's no brain there. All right. Like nobody knows what they're gonna do. Like they don't even know what they're gonna do. If they had to have a speech together, like a rally, like
Wait, I think I know what tweet you're talking about. Was it like Biden, Fetterman, that it's a no-brainer or something like that?
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think I saw that too. That's funny.
The fact that we elected such a brain dead individual, Pennsylvania shouldn't be allowed to vote anymore. I'm sorry. I don't want to vote if this is what the rest of my state's voting for. Like,
Voting like a dead guy too.
yes, we also did vote. Well, no, I did not vote. The Democrats voted for a dead Democrat. So it just shows that they will vote for anything that has a D in front of its name because now we got a dead man and a brain dead man. And that's just the beginning of it because our new governor elect won by like 15 percentage points. So we're screwed.
Indiana doing okay. I think we got some good GOP leadership going on in Indiana.
Must be nice.
We won ours mostly. I do wish that we had some more aggressive candidates. I think we've had the same guys like Holcomb, Ted Young, kind of the same guys in office for a long time. I feel like we need some new blood to really shake things up, to really push harder. I think we have a big drug problem here as well, like in a lot of our blue counties and our blue cities. I think we need somebody to take more control. Like right now, we are doing good. We did recently allow constitutional carry. We are doing a good job, I think. But I think we need to push harder towards our drug issue.
So how's the housing market out there?
In Indiana?
Yeah, because I'm trying to get out of Pennsylvania,
Cheaper than most places. Cheaper than New York, cheaper than Pennsylvania, cheaper than California.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to leave this not so great state.
Plenty
we can't
of
just all
land,
flee, That's how we lose elections if we all flee. So
Yeah.
somebody's got to stick out for the good fight, stay here. I'll deal with, Fetter neck or whatever they're calling him and
Oh my gosh.
deal with it.
The memes of that guy are so funny. So
I,
funny.
I can't wait till he's on like has his first speech. Like I as a senator, like I can't wait. Just
I hate Hochul, but her memes aren't funny enough. Like she has huge teeth and looks like a literal witch, but that's where it like ends. Fetterman is just, oh my gosh.
yeah, and let's be real here. Fetterman winning was a huge blow to our party because now he took that seat. The Senate is 50-50, and we're going to be going to the Georgia runoff again, just like we did 2 years ago. So that the balance of power is still on the line because we can't count votes for the House. The Senate's going to the runoff. So let's talk a little bit about this. Herschel Walker, he's got to pull this one off. Like over time, he's got to show up like he did on the field. There's no question. He's got to put the work in. He's got a couple weeks, and they've got to show up. The party's got to rally around him too, because there is a divide in the party right now. But we got to put that to the side, and we got to rally behind Herschel Walker because we do not need to lose the Senate again.
Yeah.
I think we wait way too long to really start getting tough on it. I feel like oh yeah, we got this red wave, and then like guys, there's no better. We have to get tough now. I'm like no, the time to get tough was like 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 30 years ago. We'd be tough always.
Yeah, we should 100%. And I saw a lot of people complaining about candidate quality, and I will agree. Dr. Oz is a literal POS. Shouldn't have been running. Herschel Walker, don't know why he's in politics. I mean, we look at Trump and now we got all these outsiders running because they're outsiders. But that's not always the best thing. These guys don't know politics as well as their opponents. Whether their opponents are corrupt or not, we could have better candidates running. Herschel Walker, he seems like a good guy. Yet again, he's like out of his league when it comes to this. Like if we just, I don't know how to explain this, but like I feel like our candidates could be better. Yet again, I'm not saying that's why we're losing because Pennsylvania ran a brain dead individual and a literal dead individual. I'm not saying that's only why, but we could do better.
I think I'm actually of the opinion that we should only elect people who have not been in politics before. Like some of our best presidents, Reagan. I think Trump was really great. Jefferson. Talk about Lincoln. Talk about Washington. Those guys were not politicians beforehand. They were war heroes. They were lawyers. They were billionaires' kids doing other stuff.
I would agree, but that's a very long time ago. Those guys were a very, very long time ago.
I mean, two from the beginning, two from the end. Reagan and Trump. I'm just saying. But also the thing is, you need to pick somebody who's first of all in touch with the public in like some kind of way. Trump being in the media for so long, he was in touch with what people wanted, in touch with finding out what people around him needed and wanted to hear from him because he had been in the business field so long. Reagan as well, I think he was an actor, I believe, if I'm not wrong. The people, when we talk about somebody who's coming in out of nowhere, they need to be somehow in touch with the community somehow. They need to have some idea of what's going on in the country. And I think it's easier for celebrities to do that because they've been around a little bit, but I think we should find somebody who's intelligent, who has been around a little bit and can really talk to the people.
Yeah, and I think that's the way our party's moving right now. Because I mean, if you look at Herschel, football player. I mean, if you look at Masters in Arizona, I believe he was some kind of businessman or something.
Yeah.
Colorado ran a rhino. He was a businessman. Oz, definitely not a politician. Lost to the idiot. But that's the way our party's moving. The Democrats are throwing up the establishment and we're running outsiders. So, I mean, I guess time will tell if it pays off down the road.
Yeah.
But
and also, see, the thing is, I think we as a party that been up for a long time, I think it should be outsiders working together with people who have been in politics for a long time. I think it should be a co-op instead of just one another.
Yeah, I could see that. One other thing I want to talk about, though, is the House, and more specifically, Arizona just in general. How can they not count? Anyone have any answers to this? Is it that hard to count?
So nowadays, because math is now a white supremacist thing, they have outlawed counting. Actually, fun fact: if you know how to count, you are a white supremacist. Because you know what, slaves didn't know how to count, so clearly you are a white supremacist. Slaves, math is only for the white folks.
Oh my God.
Well, damn.
So I've been told. Math, history, and ballet.
Who told you that?
The media.
Oh, the media.
Yeah, of course.
Everything they say is true, by the way.
100% facts.
Yeah.
I don't go to school. I just watch the media.
Oh man.
Alive.
Arizona just. I feel like a class of kindergartners could count the pieces of paper faster than their officials. Like it's unacceptable. We're 5 days past, not 4 days, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They have
flying
7
by.
million votes, I believe is what I saw. I believe they had like 7 million votes in there. I mean, you have countries that can count votes in a night, and Arizona, a state, can't count in 4 days.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
I feel bad for Carrie Lake. I really do.
Oh, she's getting screwed. Like the fix is in on her. Like, let's be real here. It doesn't take 4 days to count votes. You're literally just adding more every single night. Where'd you get this? Oh, we got them from the drop boxes. We just found like 80,000 more.
Yeah, they were stuck to the lid on the very top.
We forgot. We didn't look up there. So here's 80,000 more. It just so happens to be now you're down 10,000. It was just enough to make sure you lose. But we'll talk about voting laws later on. But the House, I believe we still don't have control of that yet. It's not official. I haven't seen anything about it. For it being such a red wave, where was the red wave? Anyone got any theories on this? Like
Florida.
Florida.
Aren't they used to get hit by hurricanes? They're used to waves.
That's true. I think Republicans got overconfident and lazy, honestly. I think there's a lot of changes that happened. I think we were primed for it. Like everything in the wind was saying it was going our way. We had every opportunity. And when the Democrats threw us the ball for that interception, we just looked up at the sky and got lost.
Yeah.
That's where we needed Herschel. On the football field.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I think we thought like, oh, cool. So like the Democrats are doing such a bad job. It's obvious they would vote for us. Like, no, we understand that the people who are voting for Democrats are lost in that little matrix. They are lost in the media. They're lost in social media on Twitter, Facebook, wherever it is. They are lost in all that fake news. Fake news. It's all fake. Fake news. They're lost in it. They're lost in the sauce. They don't hear anything else besides what the Democrats want them to know, and so they don't know how bad it is. They may feel it, in their wallets when they go to the store or whatever else. But in their eyes, it's Putin's fault, and in their eyes, it's the white supremacist's fault. In their eyes, it's somebody else's fault except Joe Biden's and all Democrats.
He's lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce, marinara, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree. Obviously, Florida's a red wave. I mean, Miami went red, so that tells you all you need to know. There wasn't much red waves anywhere else, red splashes, like whatever you want to say. Like there wasn't much anywhere. New York had a few seats flip. Arizona's still questionable because like they can't count. Nevada, I believe the governor, not the government, the governor switched. So here and there, but I largely blame the media. The Republicans that we follow, these conservatives that want to blow it out like, oh yeah, huge red wave. Yeah, Charlie Kirk and all those guys, the Daily Wire, all these people spinning the narrative saying, oh yeah, it's going to be a huge red wave. And then people don't actually get out to vote because they're like, oh, it's going to be blowout. Does my vote actually count? Do I have to run out to to vote tonight? I'm kind of busy. You know what I mean? I feel like that played a huge factor. We were overhyping it. And it was largely because of the people we follow saying it was going to be such a dominant wave.
But like to some of their credit, I think like remember Bishop Peel called it out a couple months ago. He said the Democrats are handing us a big opportunity to win, and the Republicans who are signing bills, for example, to help get rid of guns, they're just dropping the ball all over the place. And if we want to continue this red wave, there's this kind of momentum, we have to continue not falling down at the touchdown line.
Yeah.
And so I think like along the way, past like couple months, 6 months, a year, a lot of Republicans have been just dropping the ball, signing bills that they shouldn't be signing, just doing dumb things. And here we are. We had the red wave, but they just nuked it. And what they did to it, they just said, "You know what? We're done here. We are not gonna allow this in. We are gonna put up seawalls. No more red wave.
Walls work.
Walls work. Yeah, exactly."
But that's what we're good at. We're good at screwing ourselves. Sure. We have all the momentum, and then we'll just do something stupid every single time. It's nothing new. Every election cycle, We have all the momentum. You literally can't get a better like situation than now with the inflation, with like gas prices, Joe Biden's approval percentage being like less than 40 now. Like you can't ask for a better like just
Setup, yeah.
situation for anything. And we still fumbled the ball. We still didn't capitalize.
Yeah. A lot of people ask me like, Quan, why are you so upset with Democrats? I'm like, actually, I'm not. Like, my biggest critic is towards Republicans, because they're like, you know, they just suck so much 80% of the time. Like, I myself am a Republican. I think just most of our couple of politicians in office right now just suck so hard.
Yeah, I don't like any of them. I literally don't. If you're a Republican, I don't like you anymore. You got to like say you're conservative. These Republicans they're all rhinos. They're all useless.
I want to say there's probably like 10 to 15% of them in office right now that I care for.
Yeah, that's why I know it would do like more harm than good, but I feel like there should be like a patriotic party. Just...
I think we really need to be honest with ourselves, like as voters, as people who are part of this movement, as people who are in the media. We should be really honest with ourselves and say, hey, listen, we need to purge out the people that we just cannot stand anymore. And I think a lot of the Republicans need to say, hey, either I am a Republican conservative, or I need to go to the Democrat side, or I need to go to the Libertarian side. Let's leave our party, because clearly we are all splitting up into these three different corners.
Yeah.
The libs and the Libertarians and the conservatives.
Yeah, the third party it would be ideal if we could actually pull something off, but it's not realistic, because all it does is split our votes. So matter of fact, I mean, that's why nobody likes libertarians, because you don't know which way they're going to swing.
Yeah.
But yeah, their ideals can go anyway.
The party definitely needs to kick out, the losers. We can't stand behind them anymore. We can't support them. They just got to go, because they're killing us. They really are.
Yeah. And we need to re-talk about our ideals together, and like really like come back to a good understanding. I think a lot of us are confused. And I think we need to come back and really say, hey guys, no, this is what we're talking about. This is what these words mean. This is how we define things. We all need to be on the same page.
But isn't it the confused individuals that are actually getting elected to office?
That's true.
Like, can I just put like a D in front of my name and act confused and get elected? Is it that simple?
Yeah.
All I need to do is be a Hispanic bartender who's kind of ditzy.
Or like unable to form a sentence or something.
Combine both.
Yeah.
I'll definitely
Hello,
be the
SA. My leg hair is gold in the sunshine. There you go. Just like that.
The kids go up and down my legs.
Yeah, I don't know. Just a whole disaster. Election cycle is like one of my favorite times of the year, and it gets worse and worse every year. We can't count. Our expectations get too high, and it's a letdown every single time. Like, we hardly ever win anything.
7 million people in New York didn't even vote.
That's crazy.
Are we kidding? I thought for sure from like inflation alone, more people would start voting, but
that's one of the biggest problems too. Like, there's just so many people that aren't willing to vote. It's like, but you can't complain then. If you don't vote, I don't want to hear you crying because you chose not to.
Yeah, those are the people that are complaining about gas prices, about food not being on the shelves, about all this stuff, and then they won't vote, and then they'll continue to complain afterwards. I don't understand. I was mad at those people more than I was mad at liberals and conservatives combined. So.
Yeah, because at least the liberals are doing what they're supposed to do. They're voting. Like, that's all we ask. Like, the 7 million people, like, you're not saying that it's going to change the election in your favor. Just go out and do what you're supposed to do and vote. Like, that's all we're asking.
I saw Hochul at one of her rallies. She was like talking about how Republicans don't want you to go and vote and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, how are people even like taking her seriously at this point? Like, just go on any single like Republican page ever and it's vote, 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 vote. Like,
yeah. We just don't want the illegals or dead individuals to vote. I mean, the dead individuals voted for a dead individual. So like, that's what we don't want voting. But if you're actually walking and you're a legal citizen in the state of New York, for this example, we want you to vote. It's that simple.
Illegal. I'm gonna clutch my pearls. Are you being a racist over there? No one can be illegal in this country. Illegal doesn't exist. Oh my gosh, you racist. My heart, my little black heart.
Kwan, if that makes me racist, I'm proudly racist. Okay, I'm every phobic in the book.
Clip it.
Okay, if meaning legal
Record
votes
this part.
counting makes me racist, I guess I'm racist.
Everybody on the internet, you got that clip? You can cut it out of context and put it online, please.
Oh, I just screwed myself out of my run. I put on my
Oh,
Instagram
yeah.
I was running for Senate in Pennsylvania in like 12 years. Now
You
they're
still
gonna
got my vote.
bet. Let's go. Getting that out of state vote, that's really gonna put me over
Yep.
the
It's
top.
gonna do it.
Mhm.
If those illegals can do it, we can do it then.
I might try to win them over though. Honestly, like I'll just like try to win their vote and then say, screw you, I'm kicking you out of the country. Goodbye.
Oh no.
My other thing with the whole immigration thing is that it clearly favors Mexican immigrants, but they don't want to talk about it. Like that's truly unfair to everybody coming from Africa, everyone coming from Asia, coming from Australia, coming from Europe. It's just super unfair to those families. Imagine me being someone in Taiwan, living under China and saying I'm gonna go to America, but oops, I can't because they are favoring Mexicans.
Kwan, I know you're black and you get away with some things, but are you saying there's brown privilege? These Mexicans are getting across a lot easier than other individuals.
That's what I'm hearing.
My name is Kawan Javon Warfield. And I approve this message that there is nowadays a privilege to having brown skin. If you are a brown person, if you're a black person, if you are a lesbian, if you're gay, if you are a transgender person, if you're a midget, if you're disabled, you will have more social currency than anybody else.
That's a good message for are you running for a position here in the near future? You could run that on TV 100%. That'd be a great commercial.
Yep.
I'm running for president. And when I do, my first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to disband the USPS, sorry, the United States Postal Service. Terrible garbage, wasting our money on that. First of all, gone out of there. Next thing I'm doing is everyone gets a machine gun. I'm disbanding the ATF, so it's gone. Vote for me.
I mean, I guess you got my vote. I'm kind of disappointed though. Tal, I don't know how you feel, but he didn't invite us to the White House as one of his first three things. So I'm disappointed.
Are you
I'm throwing a rager at the White House. Jackson style. Okay, there's gonna be a fire and everything.
Oh wow. First party at the White House. All our other presidents are 70, so
Yeah.
Actually, some presidents used to throw parties at the White House. Jackson threw a party at the White House when he's elected. Fun fact.
You know the strangest things. But
yes, I know my history a little bit, whatever.
We'll talk about you running for president down the road when you meet the requirements and everything. So whenever that
I identify at 35.
Okay. He's 35, so you'll be on the debate stage with
35.
Trump here in the near future. You're not getting my vote no more. Sorry, man.
Yeah, I'm fully black, unlike Obama, and I am 35.
I don't think we can argue with that.
I think you can. I think that's true. I think that's facts. I'll be our first full black president. How about that?
Yeah. All right.
Heard it here, folks. Heard it here first, folks. Heard it here first.
And you didn't sleep your way into the White House like Kamala.
You know that. Maybe I did.
No, I think I know you well enough. I don't think you will.
You don't know me. Maybe I'm there every weekend down at DC,
Oh my gosh.
being a professional cuddler.
Okay, Bill Clinton. So let's just wrap this up here. We're going to take our first break here. We'll come back. We're going to be talking about, voting laws and what actually led to the downfall here with abortion and other stuff. So we'll be right back.
The XM42 Flamethrower. Pick up your ultralight backpack for a longer burn time. Turn up the heat at your next bonfire. Get yours now on sale at warfieldarms.com. I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always made you stand up in a crowd. Okay, let's start this thing. Let's do it.
Well, let's talk about what really screwed us over this time around, at least with people our age, which is abortion. So it's no secret that, abortion was one of the biggest factors into why we lost because, nowadays everybody loves hookup culture. Everybody that goes to college is taught that abortion is a right. Abortion is normal, basically. So I think we need to find a way to get our message across better, because if we continue, I'm not saying we change our opinion, obviously, but the way we're coming across isn't getting across to these people in college. So I feel like this is something we got to address in the near future before the next election.
Before that, I do want to say part of this, though, is that Joe Biden basically lied and said that if they elect Dems in office and they would like codify abortion into law, which is something that he could have done anyway without the election because he could have done it beforehand. So basically, it's just another way of the Democrats lying and manipulating voters to kind of buy votes by lying, basically.
Yeah.
On one hand, Democrats love lying. They love you using the media to lie and to cover up things. And that's kind of part of that is to us, again, it's like, not necessarily our fault on one hand, but also like there's their fault for lying so harshly. And again, like you said, these kids are in colleges where 90% of all teachers are liberals or Democrats. And it's crazy. So it's hard to kind of fight against that big machine.
Yeah, they're all brainwashed. I mean, they really are. And I can speak personally on the fact that abortion was the biggest factor in Pennsylvania, because from our governor to our Senate race, that's the biggest change between the two candidates. And it was a 12 to 15 point difference in the end. So abortion is what really cost us a lot of elections.
I'd say that in New York, it definitely did have a negative effect as well, even though Zeldin vowed not to even touch the laws in New York regarding abortion. Democrats just didn't believe him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what Kathy Hochul made her entire campaign about, was just abortion.
So how would you guys give out a better message? Like, what would you say to kind of help push the message in a better way?
That's a great question there. I think instead of trying to rally behind and get our senior citizens out to vote like we do with these rallies and we get all these old people there, I think maybe we gotta attend more college campuses and more events. They might not show up to support you, but at least they'd hear your message and you have a presence there. I don't think we do currently. Mm-hmm. I think we kind of pander to our audience, our senior citizens, our grandparents. I think we need to try to engage with the younger audience at least.
Natalia?
Sometimes they're just not as open to their opinions or ideas or whatever they initially believe. And I think that I feel we need to explain what abortion is to them more, and the process of it and everything, because they believe that it's a fundamental, it's a human right, and it's not a human right, by the way.
Yeah, it's if you watch any of those videos, you see the videos of them doing an abortion. It's not a cell. It's like pulling off limbs and sucking out brain matter. It's really, really grotesque.
I really just think that we need to learn the definitions of things. We need to learn what a human right is. We need to learn what abortion means. We need to learn what happens during the process of an abortion, because people are just so confused. They're just...
That's true.
Yeah. So
I think you are both correct, of course. I think we need to go to the schools. I think the battleground right now is the children. The Democrats have the children in their grasp for 8 hours a day. I think we need to go after the kids. And not in a weird way, but I think we have let them take over the schools, take over colleges, take over the media. I think if we want to change things, we need to start when they are in school. Start letting parents be more involved in the schools. Start really focusing on what our kids are learning. And I think right now our kids are learning a lot of awful things, such as abortion is okay.
I mean, that's also why I feel that religion needs to be introduced a lot more into these kids' lives, because people just have everything so twisted. Even Kathy Hochul, who went to Columbus School of Law, which is a Catholic university, I don't understand how she could be she's not even pro-choice, she's pro-abortion. So there's also a difference between the two of those that people need to understand.
Hey, listen, I'm pro-choice, okay? I'm pro keeping the baby. I'm pro-adoption. I'm pro-abstinence. I'm pro-contraception. I'm just not pro-killing a human. That's the only thing I'm not pro. I'm pro everything else.
Yeah.
So this might be a little bit of a hot take, not to defend all Catholics, but man, there are a lot of Catholics that are pro-choice. Like, let's be real here. Like Joe Biden, pro-choice.
Joe
I mean,
Biden, yeah.
he's the head of the Catholics in the political world. Like,
Yeah. He says he's a Catholic, but he's not like actually accepted by the church. He was denied Eucharist.
I think that's something that Catholics in general, I mean, you got to stand up against. You can't let other people walk around and be like, this is our image. It's not.
To the credit, there are a couple church leaders in the Catholic Church who are publicly denying certain politicians who claim to be a Catholic, like Joe Biden, like I think Hillary Clinton as well.
Mhm.
Oh, don't get me started on that. Oh man.
Yeah, but also like I think people are really weird about talking about religion and politics because they think, oh, separation of like a church and state. I'm like, first of all, you don't understand that. First of all, that was in a letter written from Jefferson to some to the Baptist Church. And that was talking about how the government would not get involved in the church business, not the other way around. Secondly, most of the founding fathers had Christian beliefs and views, which is why it's so heavily written in all of our documents. I think in the Constitution, it's like on the first page of the Constitution. You can see reading that immediately. And God-given rights, inalienable rights. It talks about, like, it's even on our money at this point. Like God is such an integral part of this country, and is how it's like how he built it. And also, politics is about how you feel. Politics is about your moral purview. Like, how do you think that we should morally rule this land? So, of course, morals come into politics. Of course, your religion goes into politics because those are your moral beliefs. So this idea that we have like no politics at all within our religion is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the separation you talked about, they're trying to push it more and more between separation of church and state. It's a continuing factor. I mean, now it's affecting our kids in every which way. Like, you see all like kids can't even pray before football games half the time anymore because there's some big issue. It's like they're pushing it to a point where they don't want it at all anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like a fear. Like they fear the fact that kids want to.
It's something that, yeah, like they are looking to not just separate it, it's to suppress it at this point. Because also, like the left has their own religion thing going on where they sacrifice babies to their own higher cause.
Mhm.
But yet they want to stump out mostly Christianity. They are not too worried about Islam or worried about Judaism. They mostly want to attack and suppress Christianity. They would never in a million years yell at somebody for praying 5 times a day as Muslim. They would never in a million years get on a Jewish person for taking on his holy days. But they will every single time get on a Christian for praying. Every single time get on a Christian for talking about their beliefs. Even though that Christians and Jews and Muslims share a lot of the same core beliefs. But yeah,
it's crazy.
And you can't expect people to keep religion out of morality issues anyways.
Exactly.
And that's the biggest issue we come across with abortion, because they're like, oh, well, you can't bring religion in this. Excuse me? Like, you're ending a life. You're telling me I can't have a say in what I believe? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Don't vote with your beliefs. I'm like, then what am I supposed to do? Like, I must vote with your beliefs? What's going on here?
Yeah, like I don't want your beliefs. I want my own.
Law and morality are intertwined, and morality and religion are intertwined. So you can't really separate them.
No.
Yeah, and no matter what, every law is a moral law. Every single law that we have in the books is somebody's morality.
Law was created because of morality.
Exactly.
Law exists because of morality.
We give people speeding tickets because speeding is against our moral code of it's dangerous, or we outlawed perjury, outlawed murder because we think it's morally wrong to kill somebody. In other countries, they have laws that we wouldn't do because they have different morals than we do. In certain Muslim countries, you can beat a woman in public and it's fine, but we don't do that here because we think that's immoral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I definitely agree that abortion, they use it as a fear factor, and we need to get more involved with the younger generations to encourage our beliefs. Hopefully they listen to us. Can't just back down like a lot of people have been doing recently. It is a fear factor that they use, and they don't educate themselves to what it really is. Yeah.
Also, I think we need to bring up more alternatives. I think a lot of people who are talking about this issue, they don't believe that there's any other options besides abortion, but there are alternatives. There are programs the government runs. Actually, there are programs in the society, in the church, especially in the church. There are options for young women who are pregnant besides abortion.
Yeah, but in their eyes, they would rather you be dead than go into like a foster care system. Like that's something that they actually say.
Yeah, but like there's not like 40 to 70 parents waiting for a baby right now. That doesn't exist, obviously.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
I mean I agree.
40 to 70 parents per baby. By the way.
Yeah,
per kid waiting per kid.
It doesn't make sense if that's their narrative, though. It really doesn't. Like, you can't just say like, "Oh, well, you're better off dead." Like, who are you to even say that? Like that's so crazy. Like,
yeah,
so
a kid might grow up in hard times. I better kill him.
Yeah, I think another issue with people our age is that we are taught to frown upon or ignore politics, and we don't really know how much it really like affects our daily lives. So when people hear things like, oh, they're trying to take away women's rights and stuff like that, they know nothing that any candidate stands for besides that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, so in their eyes, it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, like they're trying to take away my rights. Like, oh my gosh.
I had a friend of mine back in high school. He had a kid, married with a beautiful daughter. And I was talking to him about abortion. And he's like, yeah, abortion's the right thing to do. I'm like, you have a kid? He goes, yeah. I'm like, so you look at your daughter in the eyes and say, yeah, abortion's fine? She goes, absolutely. If my wife wanted to kill my daughter and the womb, it'd been fine with me. I'm like, how do you say that looking at your daughter, looking at your daughter's face? Like, no, daughter's like, no, 3 years old at this point, 3 years old at this point. Looking at the face, it's like, yep, if mom wanted to kill her, that'd be fine with me. No remorse about it.
Most sickening.
And then I said, man, but like, what about abstinence? Kids not having sex in high school and I'm gonna have kids early. He said, abstinence is impossible for kids. I'm like, so you are saying that it's more practical to kill your baby than it is to not have sex until you're married? Wow. And that's the mindset right now. People are like, oh, no, I need to be having sex with random chicks every day. And I need to be able to kill my kid. I need to be able to avoid all responsibility in life.
And that's why I stand with the bring religion back.
Yeah. That's the whole abortion movement. People like that.
Bring back religion, bring back morals.
Yeah. We should do a Bible study in schools now. I think that would be, I think kids are learning some kind of morality in school. Might as well be the Christian kind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you're not saying that everybody has to. I mean, it should be an it be a course that you select if you want to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they do all these extra activities, but then, I mean, I know at my school, they literally had some kind of like devil worshiping class. Like, I'm not even joking. They had some after school program. It was weird. I didn't even look into it because I didn't care. But like the fact that there's no option for Christianity that's the problem.
Yeah.
Furthermore, so like there are morals that run through our society that we built society on. And usually it was Christianity back in the day. It was Christianity to an extent. But now it's all this other demonic stuff. And I'm like, listen, it doesn't have to necessarily have to be a Christian class, but we should bring back Christian morals. Mm-hmm. Whatever you want to call them, we should bring those back.
Yeah, I agree. I think that has to happen though soon. Nothing happens overnight, but you got to start to see some progress for change, because the longer we let it slip away, the harder it's going to be to ever correct these mistakes that we made.
We don't have the guts anymore, dude. We just don't have the guts anymore. I don't see it. And in today's society, there are very few people on the society, maybe like 10%, who have the guts to actually say what's right. Mm-hmm. Even people who go online in our own party, in our own movement, who say that they are conservative or Christian or what have you, they would go online all day, every day and do the opposite because they want to be liked. They don't want people to be mad at them. They want to people please. I have seen so many creators online who have started off like, I'm a Christian conservative. And then out of nowhere, out of the blue, they are doing what everybody else is doing. They are checking their butts. They are dressing some kind of way. They are speaking about other points that don't make any sense. And yeah, people don't have what it takes anymore to stand up for the right beliefs.
Yeah, I think cancel culture definitely created a lot more people pleasers. For sure.
And the thing about it is, I am a fan of cancel culture. I think cancel culture is a good thing when used properly. There are certain things that we should not allow. For example, pedophiles, grooming. There's certain things that we should cancel and shun people for. But at this point, it's gotten way out of hand. At this point, it's all about leftist ideologies. At this point, it's so destructive. It's hurting people in the real world.
Yeah. Like you said, a 10% maybe that actually do
Maybe.
the right thing anymore. I mean, like in our party alone, like you said, it's almost every other day somebody else, if you find their content, it's like, what happened to you? Like that's not the person I followed. Like I've unfollowed a few people this week because I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't support this. You know, like I'm not saying like obviously everyone has the right to do what they want, but like stop doing it for the like, stop caving due to the pressure. Like you want to be liked. Like I wish everybody had my mindset. I don't care if you like me at all. Matter of fact, I really hope that you don't like me because that means I'm getting my point across. Like I don't want you to like me. It's really that simple in my eyes.
I actually want to amend my statement a little bit. I think there's a huge undergrowth of people who have the right beliefs but are not speaking up yet. And I think over time they are being pushed more and more and more, and a lot of them are speaking up. But like right now, just there's not a ton of people able to really stand up straight in front of everybody and be like, no, this is what I believe in. Yeah. I'm no longer going to allow this to happen in my home, in my schools, in my community. Like, no means no. People can't say no anymore with any authority.
Yeah.
And I think COVID showed that really well. I think a lot of folks who had their beliefs were like, said, you know what? I'm gonna cave for my job. I'm gonna cave for the store. I'm gonna cave for whatever it's gonna be. Yeah. And when pressure hits you, people tend to cave.
Weak people nowadays. That's all it is. Whether it's abortion, whether it's not standing up for your beliefs, people are weak and they cave.
And again, listen, we all have our weaknesses in life. Okay. Again, listen, I'm not saying necessarily if you're weak necessarily you're a bad person. I'm just saying that it takes a lot to say that I'm going to stand up for what is right. It takes a certain kind of person. Even the apostles with Jesus Christ, a lot of them caved. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's a very human thing to cave. I'm just saying that if you want things to change, we all have to start building ourselves up with better stuff. We all have to really start to come together as a unit, together with one another, borrow each other's strengths so that we can do better. This fight isn't a fight alone. This fight is a fight together.
Yep. I don't know how to what to even talk about after that.
That was strong. That was powerful. What a speech.
Thank you.
For real. That's what Quan gives at least one of those every week. And it's like, all right, exactly. How do I follow that?
Warfield 2024.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
You may have my vote after that speech.
Warfield 2034. That's the correct year for me.
2034. All right. You'll be running for president. I'm going to be in the Senate. We'll get things done.
Get things done.
This crazy podcast, we'd be elected officials. Who would have thought? Anyways, what we need to fix, though, before we would run is voting laws. And one that bothers me is early voting. So I know in my state, there was 3 weeks of voting before Fetterman took the debate stage. So there was 3 weeks of votes before anyone knew that he couldn't speak. And he only won by 1%. So I'm telling you right now, these early votings without having any debates is the sole reason that clown is in the Senate.
I think the people who voted before are the clowns, because why would you even go vote before you even heard him speak?
Yeah, I think it should be a rule that if you are going to be written on the ballot, that you have to attend at least 3 debates.
Yeah.
And
minimum.
Can we establish some type of test, some intelligence test? I don't know, just something. Form a sentence.
Oh, he did. It just took him a couple minutes.
No, I think it has nothing to do with him himself. I think he is a reflection of the state that we are in as far as voting. I think it's perfectly fine to vote anybody else you want in, whether they are can't talk or not talk, or whatever, because that's a perfect reflection of who we have voting. And I think we deserve whoever we elect in. Mm-hmm. We should face the consequences. I don't think we should be saved from our own stupidity because it's our stupidity. It's our fault.
That's fair. That's fair.
Not my fault. But anyways,
did not ask for that.
It wasn't me though.
I did not. Trust me, I did not ask for this guy. Okay, but I agree with the 3 debate thing. I think that election day needs to be election day again and not election month. That's ridiculous. You don't need a whole month to drop a piece of paper off if that's what you want to do before you or just go fill out a ballot. Like, it's not that hard. You don't need a month. But if you do have that month, you got to have a debate the day of voting starts. Like, you got to have that debate at the same time that people can start voting, because if you don't, then people don't actually know what they're voting for, and you're getting all these idiots that are filling it out because it's a Democrat that didn't even see what they nominated for. Like, I'm telling you right now, there would have been that 1% if they would have voted after watching him on the stage saying good night everybody to start the debate. Like, there would have been 1% difference there. I'm telling you that right now.
I think at least 3 days to vote. I think probably fine. I think, again, we are all very, very, very busy folks. I get it. But I think the last debate should be about a week before. 1 week to really sit down, digest it, to really think on it, really feel it.
I don't want to feel his debates, dude. I sat through it already. It's like torture. Nobody wants to listen to this guy. I'm telling you right now, the people that voted for him only voted for him because he was a Democrat. Not a single person voted for him because they want to hear him speak. Like, nobody wants to go to this guy's rallies. He was at a rally with Obama, Biden, and Shapiro, the new governor, and they couldn't fill up half of their little arena they were in. I mean, I don't blame them, because you had to listen to Fetterman and Biden speak for an hour, but like, nobody's voting for him because they like these guys. They just hate us.
True.
That's true.
That is true.
Sorry, I'm a little fired up. I really hate that guy.
The passion.
I can tell. The passion in his eyes, the flame in his heart.
I don't want to see him or his neck ever again, honestly.
But yeah, like I was saying before, I think I said voting is not only a right, is also a responsibility. I think even though we have rights in this country, we should also be responsible for using those rights appropriately. Even though that you have the right to free speech, you should use your free speech appropriately. Even though you have the right to bear arms, you should bear arms appropriately and safely. Even though you have the right to vote, you should vote appropriately and safely and in an informed way.
Responsibly.
Responsibility. Word of the millennia. Responsibility. You are responsible to you, yourself, to others, to your community, to your country, to your fellow man. You have responsibilities to
What's a
people
man?
other than yourselves. A man is a person who believes that they are a man, and what they believe that they are is a thing that you believe that you are, because you believe that you are a man, and a man is a thing that you made up in your mind, because it's actually a social construct that is also oppressing women. But women are not real either, because that's also what you think that you are, because you are a person you think, and you are your mind, but your mind is not actually real, okay? Because we're not actually really in these bodies. But you actually can be in your own bodies and resurrect later on in life, but actually as other things.
Time out. I'm telling you right now, if there's any liberals listening, that probably made complete sense to them. They're probably like, this guy nailed it. This is what I'm trying to explain to people.
Nailed it.
How did this man put it into words?
It's his former liberal, showing right there. He
Yeah.
understands their language.
Mhm.
Yeah. Long story short, I'm God. That's the answer. There you go.
Oof. Oh man. But yeah, the early voting, it's got to go. The 3 weeks nonsense, it's got to go. And I don't know what other states are, how early it could be. They probably have elections 6 months in some states.
Yeah.
But these drop-in boxes too, they got to go. I'm sorry, but that can't be a thing.
Yeah, no.
Gotta go.
I mean, I don't care if you supervise them or what. I mean, you saw a video of people dropping multiple in it all the time. You could see where they're going to each one. Like, it doesn't matter if you got a camera on or not, because you don't do anything about it. So now you got a video that makes me even angrier that we caught it and you won't do anything. Like, these got to go, because anybody can put as many as they want in there and nobody's doing anything about it.
They preload them too. You ever see the videos where like they have ballots in them already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane. And they just finally, they magically find more of these boxes. They'll be like, yeah, we got like 20 in the city here. And they're like, oh, crap, guys, we're losing. And they'll put 3 more out there. Oh, you didn't know about these 3 drop boxes over here? They were full of Democrat votes. Like, it's just got to go. I know certain states have ruled them unconstitutional, but let's be real. That's something that needs to happen in every state, because it's crazy that we're allowing this.
Election stealing is a tale as old as time, a song as old as rhyme. Beauty and the Beast.
Wow, thank you for that. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand why people are still accepting the whole like our voting machines are down and all that crap anyways. Democrat, Republican, I don't care. Why are you even believing that? Why are you accepting that? Why is that okay?
They only have one job. They use these machines every 2 years. You tell me they can't perfect a machine in 2 years? You have 2 years to perfect this. It's one job is to count votes.
And it's the same company, Dominion.
Yeah.
Every year too, same company.
Like, we can't get somebody to make these better. No, it's because it's intentional. You're doing this for a reason. Like, let's be real here. If we had these problems with anything else, they'd be fixed or they'd be replaced. But we continue to go with Dominion because it's serving the Democrats' purpose of, stealing elections.
Yeah, and I don't recall, but there's somebody in one of the parties who owns part of that company.
I have heard that. I don't know who though.
I forgot who it was. But it's like last 20, in 2020, there's somebody in one of the parties who owned that part of that company, Dominion.
It's not surprising.
I believe it was Democrat. I believe. Listen. I believe, to the best of my knowledge, allegedly, Democrat did it.
I will look at it.
Democrat always does it. But I mean, it doesn't even stop with just the voting machines. Like, the cameras went down overnight again in, I forget what state it was, but for like 8 hours. And then all of a sudden the gap closed to like nothing. It's like, that's not a coincidence that the cameras went down and then magically the race was tight again. But this is what they do every single time, every single election cycle.
I think you're forgetting that we need to not believe our lying eyes and ears.
What do you mean by that?
No matter what we see, we need to not believe it because, our eyes are liars, obviously, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Our eyes and ears are liars, apparently. Yeah. Don't believe your lying eyes.
I just got a notification from Fox News. Apparently, we lost the Senate, so who knows what that means? I mean, I thought we were having a runoff, so
we'll see. Jeez.
But I mean, just to get back to the voting laws, like, hell, we can't even stock enough paper in Pennsylvania. We're running out of paper.
My gosh.
You're voting. You know how many people are in your area. You have that much paper there. And if you run out of paper, that tells me that there are people filling out ballots that should not be filling out ballots. It's not that hard to figure out. Like, how do you run out of paper if you're not doing something shady here?
So we bought enough for all 2 million people, but we ran out of paper. We need another 2 million more.
So now we got 4 million votes when there's 2 million people. I see how these election things go.
Oh my God.
That's why
math
we
ain't
never
mathin'.
win. No, their math always maths because they win by like a percent or two. It's always a close race, and then they're winning by a percent. 80% say the country's going in the wrong direction. Biden has a 40% approval rating, but yet somehow the races almost always come down to 52-48, 51-49. It's always a close race, but no matter what the polls say before, how many people think we're in the wrong direction, it doesn't matter. It's always the close race because they rig it just so they win just by enough to make it look close.
For
That's
legal
my hot
reasons,
take.
we're not assuming that every single election is rigged, but like we know.
Oh, we
Yeah.
know which ones are. And you can call
Yeah.
me every name in the book, every conspiracy theorist name you got. I don't care. We know what's going on here. We're not stupid, and we're not falling for your games anymore. We can tell which elections are rigged and which ones are fair.
Yeah.
Technically, theory is a well-discussed and experimented on hypothesis that is generally accepted. So if we are conspiracy theorists, technically we have spent a lot of time studying and evaluating. And, technically, if you want to slander us, you just call us conspiracy hypothesis people. That's more accurate technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta do the little nerd thing right there. Just technically speaking.
You have so many
Conspiracy
wise words
hypothesis.
tonight. Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
This
I
is
try.
for you.
My many years of wisdom,
Mhm.
and I'm black. So of
Well,
course,
That's why.
that's the biggest factor here.
100%. No one cares about my actual ability. It's all about me being black.
I still
That's-
identify as black. I told people at work I was black this week.
There you go.
They
Live your
didn't, they
truth.
didn't understand.
Say the N-word. Come on, do it.
No, that is not happening.
You're black. You're black. Come on, do it.
I don't encourage that word to be used even by.
Editor, put it in a bleep over his voice so it sounds like he said it.
Damn, I just got.
There you go, yeah.
I just got clipped for something I
It's
didn't
on,
even do.
yeah. Put it in editing. He said, "What? I can't believe you said the N-word. Oh my gosh." Hard R and everything. Oh my gosh. Listeners, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I heard
that
it.
did not.
Talia heard it. I heard it. Listen, it's fact. It's truth right now.
I have to agree with him. He's letting me speak this episode.
Exactly.
I was in, he yelled at me and said it was because I was white. So.
And a woman. I need you to get back in the kitchen, please.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how you found this podcast, but you actually need to be doing the dishes, please. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
While you're there, I like my sandwiches toasted.
Gotcha.
Don't know why you were still here though. I'm serious. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't.
Hey guys.
Actually, just
just leave. Actually, just get out of here, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Guys, peace. Okay, we're all friends here. All right. She's not going to the kitchen. I'm not saying the N-word. We're not doing any of this. Okay. Just calm down. I know you're a little hyper tonight. But I'm gonna need you to calm down.
Are you telling me a black man to be quiet?
I am telling you, a black man, to be quiet.
Are you telling a girl to calm down?
I think we have a misogynist and a racist on our hands. Ooh, these cis straight white males are really coming out of the gate hard this year.
Yeah.
I feel unsafe. You are thousands of miles away from me, and I feel unsafe. You are verbally assaulting me physically. I'm physically hurt. You actually broke my arm. Actually, fun fact: my arm is broken because of your words.
I saw it.
Yep, I've witnessed.
Damn. I saw it. You're just like validating every claim this guy's got tonight against.
He's letting me talk.
This guy. Just call me the N-word then. Jeez.
Apparently, I already did.
Now you're yelling at me? Oh my gosh. Oh my heavens. Oh my Lord.
Guys,
Dear
I
heaven.
quit. I'm done. You got to find a new white guy.
So my name is Kwan Warfield. I am the new head of the Rhino Show. Thank you for watching. God, everybody here.
I would have been, but I'm a woman, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been about 2 minutes in here, and I have not gotten my sandwich yet. I was really going to give you some grace on that period, but I understand, but
This show is off the rails. It really is.
Wow. Railroad tracks, deep south, slavery again. I need you to stop this. Cut it out. Cut it out. I need you to stop.
Oh my god. Okay.
It doesn't look good on you.
It always gets so bad towards the end.
Kwan, I appreciate you being here, but from now on, you're muted. I can't mute you in Zoom, but you're muted.
Silencing a black man.
Yes, the black man is silenced. He is done talking for the rest of the episode. Look at him going.
I'm a girl.
Well, okay. So all I got left to say this week is Trump endorsements went 219 and 16 so far, and Make America Great Again in 24. But other than that, that's all I have. So we'll see you guys next week.
Trump 2024.